Hello and thank you for joining the class. This is how to make your calla lily. First you get your gari, then you add color and mix properly. Now you can use either paste or powdered color, but if you're using powdered color you have to add a little bit of water so you can mix properly. So mix this properly and go ahead to sieve. We need a fine grain, so I'm going to sieve this. After sieving this, I'll go ahead to make my balls. Now if you want a calla lily that is purple, you can use a purple color. If you want a calla lily that is green, you can use a green color. So since I'm using a yellow color for my gari, I'm also using a yellow color for my gum paste. So I'll be rolling this and shaping it to what I want. Then I'll use my toothpick, dip inside water, fix it inside the board. Then I'm touching it back inside the water and I'm rubbing it in the gari. So you get your board, you're shaping it how you want. Get your toothpick, insert inside water, then insert into the board, shaping your board, insert your board inside water, then roll it on your gari that's mixed with the color, and you have this. Now apart from gari, you can also use sugar. You can also use desiccated coconut, whichever one you prefer. Now is it not a must you must use toothpick? You can use your wire, 24 gauge wire, like I did. So when you do this, you leave the balls to dry properly before going on to the petal. We are moving on to the petals, but let me show you how calla lily really looks like. This is how it's going to look like, our final flower. So I have here my former and my cutter. So this cutter is a love shape cutter from my quick cutter. So any love shape cutter can do. And here is my board that is already very dried. Please, if your board is not dry, don't work with it. Your board has to be dry. So the next thing I'll do is to get my paste and flatten my paste. Please always make sure your gum paste is really flat. Then I'll use my love cutter to cut. I told you before, any love shape cutter can do the trick. The bigger, the better. The ones that come with the cutter, I don't really enjoy using it. It's really small. So after cutting out the love shape, I'm going to put it in a Ziploc bag to avoid drying. Always work with a Ziploc bag. Now I'm using my ball tool to frill. So after fraying, you then go ahead to form it with your former. You mustn't buy this former. Anything this shape that you have can serve as your former. So sometimes you don't want it to be this frill. So if you don't want it to be this frill, you don't frill it too much. But me, I like my calla lily really frayed. Now please make sure the hole is not big. It should be really tiny. If it's big, you're going to have difficulty working with it. So here is it. I'll set this one aside. And you don't use immediately. You wait for some minutes for it to firm up a little bit before you go ahead and add your board. And let it not dry completely before you add your board, please. It should just firm up a little bit. Now you can also do this without a former. I'll show you how you can do it without a former. You can also do it and place it on the former, but you can do it without a former. So here's how you can do it without a former. Make sure the hole is tiny, not big, not small. So now the first one must have dried out. So I'll be getting my board. Now I'll insert this board. Carefully, please. Your flower is really fragile. Put water at the end, the tip. Then you insert your board. Then you pinch so that the petal sticks to the board. Now, if you want it to have more frill, you can go ahead and frill again. But it's not necessary, it just depends on you. How do you want it? Want to have more frill, you frill again. If not, and when drying, you dry upside down. Okay, we'll go over one more time. Add water, fix in your board, then pinch properly, then dry upside down. Please dry upside down. Don't allow, if you dry it facing forward, your petal might lose shape. So dry upside down. So let's do the last one. Now you can use your toothpick or you can use your wire. I like using toothpick. So here is it. Now after you've done this, you leave it for some time and wait for your calla lily to dry before you go on to the next stage, which is dusting. So now I'll be using this flower dust. I'm using yellow because my petal is yellow, but it's not a must. You can dust with any color. You can do your petal any color. You can be really creative about that. So when dusting, use little, very little color. So be dusting inside this flower. Please, this flower is really very dried. When working, don't apply too much pressure because it can break. Okay, so we are dusting. Use a brush that is not strong but is not too soft either. So you brush around your board. You brush the petal around your board. Now let's say you want it to have two colors. You can also dust two colors. But when you want to dust the second color, you have to really use a different brush. You cannot be dusting with yellow and now you want to dust with a different color. You now use the same brush you used to dust yellow to dust that other color. So you are going to bring a different brush entirely to dust the other color like I'm doing here. It's up to you. You can use any color. It's cake, anything can go as long as it is not harmful to your customer. Anything can go, any design, any color can go. So I'll be dusting this with red. So I'm just simply rubbing the brush around it. After rubbing it around it, then I'll blend it. So I'll continue with my yellow. It's only on rare cases I make calla leaf that is not yellow. I love making yellow calla lilies. I hope you learned. Oh, I hope from now on you can make a calla lily flower very, very easily. So here is how our calla lily flower looks. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate